favorite sports chica, Carolina Teague, and this is episode 14 of League of Our Own. Welcome back, you guys. It is December 21st, 2022. We're a couple days away from Christmas.
And I still haven't gone shopping.
And Kylan still hasn't gone shopping. Neither has Jaden. And I'm here at VodPod Studios with my guy, radio husband, and producer Gylan Jackson, making sure everything is running smoother than olive oil on a baby's behind. Or is it really running smoother than olive oil on a baby's behind? Because
let's talk about that olive oil right now.
Yeah.
It's not olive oil. Like it
wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
We're having all kind of technical difficulties. Cameras not zoomed in on Carolina's forehead.
Can I just say this? Sometimes, I say olive oil because olive oil, when you put it in a pan and you turn your stove on and you drop an egg in it, it makes it easier to slide around the pan. When you just put the egg in the pan with no butter, no olive oil, no grease, it's really sticky. And that's exactly how I would describe what Gylan experienced tonight, because we kind of had technical difficulties, but you still do an incredible job. I'm just saying.
It was slippery. So what happened, like you put that olive oil on the baby's butt and then you put the baby on the table and then the baby slid off the table. That's kind of like what happened. So it's still smooth. I didn't lose my cool. I didn't act a fool.
He didn't. He was really calm. He does an incredible job. So speaking of smooth, if you guys want your balls to be smooth, if you want your face to be smooth, make sure you go to manscaped.com and visit my sponsor. Use my code BABE for 20% off your Manscaped merchandise. And let's just get this show started. We gotta roll right into it because we had our technical difficulties, but we're back, and I'm excited to get started. Now, we have the NFL on Christmas this year, and I'm really, really excited about this because, Gylan, we were talking about this earlier before we got off the live stream. Me personally, I am a Mexicana. I'm Mexican. We like to celebrate on Christmas Eve, and I like to relax in my PJs on Christmas Day. And this is the big question, or this is the big statement that I want to make. The NFL is the Grinch that stole the NBA's Christmas. Now, why do I say that? Where is this coming from? Well, there's kind of been an unspoken rule with the NFL and the NBA that they don't have days with each other where they coincide. The NFL normally does not have games on Christmas Day because that was delegated to the NBA, and the NBA didn't have games on Thanksgiving because the NFL would have their games on Thanksgiving. But this year it's a lot more different. And the reason why I say that is because last year the NFL kind of decided to test the waters. They had a Cleveland Browns game versus the Green Bay Packers. And that was on the Fox NFL network, and they raked in over 28.5 million viewers, and it was the most watched Christmas sporting event in the last 20 years. So what does the NFL decide to do? Well, what they decide to do, and I wrote a great article about this on poundingtherock.com earlier this year, is they decided to do a triple header this year for Christmas. And it's a no-brainer as to why they want to do it, because the big wigs of the NFL made a decision to host a triple header on Christmas. It was announced in March that they decided to ink a new broadcast deal with NBC, CBS, Fox, ESPN, and Amazon, and that was $100 billion over the next 11 years. So that was a huge deal that they made. $100 billion the next 11 years, and this media agreement was going to go on for the upcoming season. So with these big deals, you have these big numbers, and the NFL needs to produce. So what do? They decided to do a triple header. We have a Christmas lineup that is going to be really interesting. You have the Packers versus the Dolphins, the Broncos versus the Rams, and the Buccaneers versus the Cardinals, which will all be 3 great games on Christmas. So of course they're going to try to keep their cash cow, the Christmas event, the Christmas Day, and they just kind of push the NBA to the side. And the NBA actually had a lackluster ratings coming in for the Christmas games. They only had an average of 4.1 million viewers on Christmas Day. So the NFL, hands down, this year is going to steal Christmas. And I'm excited about it, but I kind of feel bad for the NBA because this could potentially hurt the NBA's viewership even more. And I watch the NBA and I watch the NFL. I'm not interested in the NBA as much as I am the NFL, so I'm going to be tuned into the NFL games. So yes, the NFL is the Grinch that stole the NBA's Christmas, and I'm excited to watch these games.
I agree that the NFL is going to outduel the NFL. I'm sorry, the NFL is going to outduel the NBA. I don't necessarily think it was an unwritten rule. I just think it was a money thing, right? But they were also talking about like people who are very religious, like, do you go to church on Sunday because this is Christmas Sunday? So being on a Sunday, a lot of things have changed. They also have a plethora of games on Saturday. Also, most of the games on Saturday. I think they only have 3 games on Sunday. So it's going to be a lot of fun to have a lot of sports on, if that's your thing. If it's not your thing, some of y'all are still boycotting Colin Kaepernick. Why? Anyway. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. You know, NBA, NFL, a whole bunch of people playing a lot of the time. So we'll see what's up. But you know what's really interesting to me is maybe the Christmas Eve game.
Oh, yeah.
And that Christmas Eve game, like it could be a silent night in Dallas. So what you think about that?
So the Eagles are looking to make a silent night in Dallas, and a Guyland, since he was having technical difficulties, he decided to spell Eagles like Eagales for some reason on the screen. And I know he's been having, his word correction isn't really working lately.
Looking. I thought I corrected it everywhere.
So it's just funny to me though. But hey, it's okay.
Hey, they didn't teach us how to spell at Walmart.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't. This is a Walmart podcast studio, so sometimes we spell things right, sometimes we don't. But the Eagles are looking to make it a silent night in Dallas. And the reason why I say that is because this is probably going to be the most exciting game for me to watch. And that's because they're going to be head to head. Now, the issue that we're having with this game is that Jalen Hurts is going to be out. Or he might be out. It was reported by Ian Rappaport earlier today that if he doesn't practice by Friday, then he's probably not going to play in this game. And to be honest, I was really looking forward to that matchup because, these are they're two rivals. They're in the same division. They're in the NFC East. And the Cowboys had a bad loss against the Jaguars. They blew their 17-point lead, and the Eagles just defeated the Bears, even though they started off on a shaky first half. And I really wanted to see how everything would line up. Gardner Minshew is going to be the backup quarterback if Jalen Hurts can't compete. And the other thing, too, is now that Jalen Hurts is injured, if he doesn't come back in, he doesn't play games. He's out of the questioning for the MVP this season, and they said that Patrick Mahomes might take over for winning the MVP. And it sucks for Jalen Hurts because in 2017, Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz had a great shot to win the NFL MVP, and he was the favorite, but he tore his ACL in week 14. And even though the Eagles kind of, had that system in place where Micah Parsons was throwing shade last week and Nick Foles was able to enter and they were able to become champions, Carson Wentz lost out on his opportunity to become MVP. The same situation might happen for Jalen Hurts if he's out. The Eagles can clinch the 1 seed in the NFC if they win any of these 3 games coming out for the next 3 games this season. But it'll be unfortunate for Jalen Hurts. And the issue is, do you rest him or do you let him play in hopes of him becoming the MVP? If he's injured? And I would say rest him so he's playoff ready, but it'll ultimately hurt his MVP chances, which really sucks because he's done an incredible job this season. He's through 3,472 passing yards. He's had 22 passing touchdowns, 750 rushing yards, done a great job. So it's going to be, I just don't know what's going to happen with Jalen Hurts, but Christmas Eve with the Cowboys and Eagles, I cannot wait for that game.
Yeah,
it's
I
exciting.
want to go hang out with my dad for that game. Like, that's one of those games, especially if Jalen Hurts is going to play.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go hang out with my dad to watch that game because we're not Cowboy fans at all. And I would love nothing more for it to be a silent night in Cowboy land. But now the flip side of that is I don't want for Cowboy fans to be so sad the next day because all these Cowboy fans, like, they're out there getting the gear and they're going to get gear for the game. And if you're Mexican, of course, you're opening up the presents the night before.
Yeah.
So you're going to watch the game and you got the brand new jersey on, Dak Prescott jersey, and then y'all lose and it's the next day. Or you're a regular Christmas observer and this the next day and you open it up and your team has sucked again out of the last 4 weeks 3 times, even though they've won, won 2 games, but they haven't looked great, so what's going to happen? And now you got to wear this new Dak Prescott jersey and y'all are not looking as good as y'all could look. And your defense Mr. Parsons, your mouth is running a lot right now, and y'all got smoked last week.
Yeah,
So,
well,
and this goes back to what Carolina was saying a few weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, with Michael Parsons looking ahead, and they got spanked.
Well, you know what? Micah Parsons did say that, last week we played the clip where he said that Jalen Hurts is a system quarterback. And I mean, this game against the Cowboys is going to be the perfect game to prove that. Can Gardner Minshew come in and get a win for the Eagles? It'll be interesting to see. But speaking of Micah Parsons, his status for the Christmas Eve game is currently unknown because it was just reported that he was out of practice today with an illness for the second day in a row. So I don't know what kind of illness he has. Maybe he has a stomach virus. Maybe he has COVID. We don't know. But hopefully he's in that game because he's a big piece to the Cowboys puzzle. And Leighton Vander Esch too has a right shoulder issue going on, so he's having an MRI and a CT scan, and they say he may miss some time. They don't know how long, but that's also an issue in Cowboys land too. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it goes. Yeah,
we'll see. I mean, it's going to be a good game. Cowboys. Listen, I give the Cowboy fans a hard time. Like, I am a Dak Prescott fan. But you fans are delusional. Dwayne Goodlow is one of the delusional fans. So I'm just going to have to call people out now. But, we'll see. We'll see if we win. I want a good game. Cowboys win or lose. I talk a lot of noise, but I want a really good game. So, speaking of good games, not every game is going to be a good game, but every game is an opportunity for Carolina's pick, so you can stuff your stockings for Christmas. So your pick, New Orleans or San Antonio? Give us that line, Carolina.
Okay, so my pick to get you some.
You see that money flashing across the screen,
we're gonna make you some money. It's gonna be, we want to stuff your stocking for Christmas. For the New Orleans Pelicans versus San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs last had their matchup against the Pelicans. They lost. And even in the play-in tournament game, they lost to the New Orleans Pelicans too. Pelicans have been doing a great job. They have Zion Williamson back. Jonas Valanciunas has been playing well. CJ McCollum has been a threat to the San Antonio Spurs. Also, you have Keldon Johnson, who is out of this game too. And Jakob Poeltl is also questionable. So I would say, based off of the lack of talent that's going to be playing, give me the New Orleans Pelicans on the money line. And because Jakob Poeltl is out as a defensive piece, I'd take the over too. So take the over and take the Pelicans, and you should win some money.
All right, cool. So you playing over, you don't play the money line?
No, I'm playing money line. I'm getting the money line for the Pelicans, and I'm taking the over and the points.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so we're moving right along. You know what we got now, right?
Yes.
What?
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. All right, cool. So, there's been this whole thing about, this new Spurs player. They got crazy looking hair. He's a defensive stopper, and everybody's like, oh, he's like Dennis Rodman. And there's some local personalities in town, that are on vacation right now. And they're like, oh, well, he's, we're like, dude, enjoy your vacation. Have a drink. Like, get off of the whole Dennis Rodman piece. But a lot of people didn't like Dennis Rodman when he was here. However, David Robinson had a much better career because not a much better career, but he was able to be not just a defensive stopper, but also could show some offense when Dennis Rodman was here. So rapid fire. What's this guy's name?
Jeremy Sochan. Jeremy Sochan. Yeah.
Sochan.
Jeremy Sochan.
He has crazy looking hair. He's not from America. He grew up overseas, played ball overseas. I love the dude. I love how he's playing. I love his tenacity. He looks bright for the Spurs. But 45 seconds, Carolina. Why don't you give us your lowdown on Jeremy?
Okay, so with Jeremy Sochan, he's doing a one-arm shot here for a free throw. He missed it, and he's very similar to Dennis Rodman in a lot of ways. Stop playing that clip for me in case it's going over, but I want to say this. Can we restart the clock real quick? I'll do it one more time.
Why are you restarting the clock?
Because it replays, and then I can't hear nothing.
No, the volume's down. I got it.
Oh, okay. Can you restart the clock one more time? Let me restart, because it started on me.
No, that's a fail. That is a straight up fail.
Restart it one more.
That is your first fail.
Restart.
That is your first fail.
Okay. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. That was my first fail.
We're just gonna move on to the next one.
Okay. Well, Jeremy Sochan and Dennis Rodman. Let me just say this, since I failed this rapid fire, terrible fail. I thought we had a technical issue, but Dennis Rodman is one of the greatest defensive players of all time. He's a 5-time NBA champion. He's a 2-time NBA All-Star. He's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 7-time All-Defensive Team. And the disrespect that Dennis Rodman gets because of Jeremy Sochan is getting, because he's being compared to Dennis Rodman because they have the same hair color and the same number and they're doing one-arm free throws, is just disrespectful to what Dennis Rodman brought to the NBA, what he brought to the game, what he brought to the table as a player, the important piece that he's been to any team that he's been a part of. And the disrespect that the people have been giving him is insane. Give him credit where credit is due. Put some respect on his name. Jeremy Sochan, if he's going to be an iota of the talent that Dennis Rodman is, he's in good company. So stop with the slander of Dennis Rodman and saying he's not good, because he absolutely is. And Jeremy Sochan, I'm rooting for you, and I hope that you are just like Dennis Rodman, because you will have championships. Men lie, women lie, and numbers.
What an amazing take. But there's two problems. It means nothing because you didn't get it off the first time. And number two, it was longer than 45 seconds, even when you had a second chance to do it.
So
you can't use that take for anything.
I know I lost.
You lost that take. That's the first one. And I got to make sure that we got some crazy music or something like, because that was no bueno, Carolina. No bueno.
I know. Okay, next time. I know this one was bad, but next time I'm gonna get it right. But you're right. That was my first rapid fire fail. It sucks.
Well, we're about to see if we're gonna have a second one here.
All right, let's do it.
Because we're talking about the World Cup, and I'm trying to wonder what you're going to say. Are you going to sound like everybody else in the industry? Or are you going to be a leader? I'm just saying.
I don't know.
It's a challenge.
I'm tired. I'm scared. These rapid fires scare me.
All right. One of the greatest World Cups ever. I'm going to save my take till after this. Carolina, Argentina, go.
Oh, snap. Okay, so this is probably the greatest World Cup of all time. And I think there was a lot of things that really stood out to me about this particular World Cup. You had the memorable matches from Saudi Arabia beating Argentina in the beginning, to Japan beating Spain and Germany, to Morocco's incredible run. And then finally, the debate is over between Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo of who's the GOAT of all time. Even FIFA got involved, and they said Lionel Messi is the greatest of all time. The conversation is still going to continue, but I'm very, very happy for Lionel Messi, his very last World Cup. Congratulations to him.
No, I don't. Wait, for whose last cup was it? Last World Cup.
It's going to be It's going to be his last World Cup with Cristiano
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Gonna play again.
Okay, well, if he does, he does. If he does.
Mbappe? You didn't mention Mbappe?
Yeah,
you didn't mention
the
3 to 5 million people that came out for Argentina. Think of what in America could we get 3 to 5 million people to come out for?
Yeah,
nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
there's no
that's
unity.
Insane.
The unity around soccer is so disgustingly beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's, and I'm not a huge soccer fan. I like the World Cup, but man, like these fans. There were upwards of 5 million fans in Argentina coming out to watch them. Could you imagine that? The parade was 8 hours long.
Can you imagine the traffic? That's all I can think about.
Well, they probably have a better public transportation system. But like off of the chain, unbelievably amazing and beautiful. I'm so happy for Argentina, but I'm looking to see what's going to happen with France. Mbappe is no joke.
Yeah,
Messi is no joke.
You know where people were saying that Mbappe is never going to be compared to Messi as a long way to go, because people were making the comparisons of him and Messi together, who's better. But
the dude scored 3 goals,
right.
One off of a.
I mean, when you're great, you're great, and that's all I'm gonna say. When you're good, you're good. So I mean, yeah,
like make it a definitive statement. What we saw in that World Cup has never been done, and I could argue that is possibly the greatest sporting event that I ever watched on replay, because I didn't watch it live on replay. Yeah, I watched the highlights on YouTube. My time's way valuable now.
Well, Messi scored twice and he converted on his penalty, and this was his only major honor missing. What more of a beautiful way to have a World Cup. So it was really exciting, and anybody who's a casual soccer fan like me, this was a great World Cup.
And just to let everybody know, if you're not a soccer fan, that score of 3-3 would actually be 21-21 going into overtime in the NFL, and basically field goals to end the game.
Right,
so
right, exactly.
21-21
Yeah.
Overtime. So we'll see what's up. But yeah, way to go, Argentina. All right. So this is why I'm curious what you're going to do on this one, Carolina. I think you're going to do pretty good on this rapid fire because they released who's up for the Hall of Fame for 2023. And it is chock full of wonderful San Antonio Spurs people, Dallas Mavericks, even a Miami Heat dude here. So, let's see what's up. Matter of fact, it's very interesting because in this class, there's 4 people with direct ties to San Antonio Spurs. All right. So what do you think about the nominees? Go for it.
I am really happy for all the nominees for the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. You got Dwayne Wade, Robin's very own. I grew up in Robin, so very proud of Dwayne Wade from Chicago, just like I am on the South Side, and just came out the mud, and just now he's a Hall of Famer. Awesome. You got Dirk Nowitzki right here in Texas, played for the Mavericks. Then you have Paul Gasol, Chauncey Billups, but Tony Parker, Greg Popovich, and Becky Hammon, San Antonio thoroughbred players and coaches, the most winningest coach of all time. I was very excited because Pop has surprisingly declined these Hall of Fame nods, but now he's in. Congratulations to all. Well, they're nominees, so congratulations to all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's already an argument about Parker, right? I don't know how you could be a three-time NBA champ, Finals MVP, and 8-time All-Star, and not get into the Hall of Fame. Becky Hammon, one of the greatest women basketball players ever.
I thought Parker has 4, and you know what's crazy to me is how can people say that?
Or does he have 5?
He has 4. He won in 03, 05, 07, and 14. But let me just say this. What's pissing me off about this is Tony Parker deserves it, right?
Something's pissing you off already. It's only been like a couple of hours this is announced and you're already pissed off.
Tony Parker has won 4 championships and nobody's trying to discredit him or saying he's a knockout or not a shoo-in for this nominee, but Dennis Rodman has 5 rings and people want to knock him all the time. Isn't that crazy? Just saying.
If Paul Gasol can get into the NBA Hall of Fame, then damn it, so can Tony Parker. That's all I got to say. End of story. But it's going to be a great class. It's going to be a great class.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see who introduces Greg Popovich, if he even chooses to be there.
Becky better make it.
Huh?
Becky better make it.
Who?
Becky.
No, Becky's not going to bring him in.
No, I'm saying she better make she's a nominee.
Oh, Becky will make it. I think Becky will make it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, then, I would love to see Tim Duncan introduce Pop.
Yeah.
Or maybe the whole team. Like, I think it should be like the entire team. But could you imagine the applause that Greg Popovich is going to get? I mean, you're talking like one of the most beloved coaches ever. Not only one of the best, one of the most beloved as well and well respected.
The most winningest head coach of all time.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, the best coach of all time.
Gotcha. All right. It is time for the fun that is this or that.
Okay.
I'm going to start off with a hard one. All right?
Okay.
Are we going with Selena or we're going with Jennifer Lopez?
Selena. Come on. She was murdered. I mean, why would I not pick Selena? She had her whole career ahead of her. She was a very talented singer. She created a lot of hits, really impacted the Tejano culture, the Mexican culture. People still talk about her to this day. And then you got J-Lo, who also has a very incredible career. But let's be real, if it wasn't for the movie Selena, she probably wouldn't have been as impactful as she was throughout her career. And she's even credited her best role to Selena. So you have Selena. I'm going with Selena. There's no way I wouldn't take Selena over or J-Lo over Selena, even though J-Lo's great too. Don't get me wrong. And Selena had her own vocals and she sang her ass off. And I heard a rumor that Ashanti did J-Lo's vocals for a while. So shout out.
I'm not even touching that one.
Shout out to J-Lo though. No shade to J-Lo because she's gorgeous, got a beautiful body, all that stuff. And just incredible. She does have great music too, and she could put on a damn good show. She's a good dancer, and she was a fly girl. But you got to give me Selena real vocals,
I got to give Selena too. I'm sorry, I got the real one, Selena. All right, Part 2, this or that, horchata or limonada.
I gotta go with limonada here because horchata is really good, but I feel like that's like a sometimes kind of thing for me. I like citrus a lot, and I'm gonna go with limonada. You gotta have your asada tacos or your chicken tacos with the limonada to go with it. So 100% limonada.
It's like horchata to me is like drinking milk with dinner.
Yeah.
Like strange. It's a little strange.
Yeah.
It's a little strange.
Yeah, it is. And I think it's an acquired taste, but you're right. That's what it feels like. It tastes like you're drinking milk with your dinner. And limonada's refreshing. So
exactly.
I don't know.
And you can mix any kind of alcohol with it too.
Yeah, that's true. And I have yet to meet anybody who drinks horchata just cuz. So
yeah. All right. And one more because you love to eat. Crispy tacos or soft tacos?
Oh, this is a tough one, but you got to give me crispy tacos because I like corn tortillas more than flour tortillas. So I love.
What?
Yeah. Come on.
You like corn tortillas more than flour tortillas?
Yeah. Who doesn't? I mean, how do you not
flour
like?
Tortillas are the reason for my belly. Get into my belly.
Flour tortillas are good, but they're like a sometimes kind of good. Corn tortillas, if you fry them in oil and you heat them up the right way, they could literally go with anything. So, and I love crispy tacos, hands down. And if you don't like crispy tacos, then you're not eating crispy tacos the right way.
So, crispy tacos over corn tortillas.
Crispy tacos over soft tacos.
Over soft tacos.
Crispy tacos over soft tacos, 100%. Let's go with that.
I disagree. Soft tacos.
Well, if anybody who's watching, you got to tell me what you go with, soft or crispy.
What about those Jack in the Box crispy tacos? Late nights, little drunk.
I haven't ate one of those in a long time, but those hit the spot if you're tipsy. But I just don't want to eat that. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to eat that.
All right, Miss Carolina. This was an interesting show. I liked it. Just like we had the challenges, and I do apologize to everybody out there, all our fans, people that come in and watch us. I think I got it fixed because Carolina came through perfect. So
yeah, thank you so much for having me on, and I just want to say thank you, Gylan, for producing another great show. And I'm excited to do my traditional Christmas stuff with my family, and I just want to wish everybody a very happy holidays. And I wish you a happy holidays and a happy Christmas, Gylan.
Thank you. Now, are we going to do a show next week? Don't answer.
Okay, I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to answer because I want to leave everybody hanging. Like, are you going to watch it or not?
I don't know. I want to do one. But
you know what? I think I'm not. I want to spend time with my family. I'll see you guys in the new year. This is going to be the last show.
I don't even like you.
I'm going to see y'all in the new year. And
I'll
see you guys.
Maybe we'll come up with a crazy show.
I'm going to see you guys. This is the last show of the year. So I'll see you guys next year. So I can't wait. We're going to have a good time.
You're going to do a show next week.
No, hell nah. I ain't doing it. I told you no earlier. I told him no, and he over here trying to put me on the spot, trying to make me do it.
All I gotta do is turn your microphone off.
I know.
All right. Well,
but you
don't see y'all next week.
But you shouldn't, though.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's.
Bye, guys. See y'all later.